Good afternoon and welcome to Páirc Uí Rinn. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Cork City. What a day of sport if you're a Gaelic Games fan of the Rebel variety. We have this all Cork Munster post-primary semi-final. Then we'll have the ladies football in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, and then Rona McCarthy's Cork senior footballers opening their account in Alliance Football League Division 3 against Offaly in Páirc Uí Chaoimh this evening. But for the here and now, we're watching these two young teams, a repeat of last year's final. Delighted to have Ger Cunningham here alongside me. Ger, Harty Cup memories for you going back through the ages?
That sums it up, Colm. Through the ages, it seems like a long time ago that I played Harty Cup with Sully's Key or Colostic Nod Reach as it was back then, back in the, I won't say when. So great memories. The Harty Cup was, any young lad growing up playing colleges hurling, the Harty Cup was the pinnacle, and it was just to give you, you were able to test, where you felt that you were in the hurling world at 16, 17, 18, 19 years of age, like when you play your colleges against Cork colleges, and then you go different level when you go up to play the likes of Templemore and Thurles and Limerick and Clare teams as well. So great memories, and look, maybe even last year, the crowd here last year for the final, like we had a fantastic game, fantastic day out here last year at the Harty Cup final. So we're really looking forward to another very good game today.
Okay, we're also delighted to have Mark Landers alongside us here in the commentary box this afternoon. Mark, looking back, as I said, on your days of Harty Cup, not that long ago.
It's a bit long. It isn't as long as yours now. Yeah, I suppose I went to boarding school, Cullinan and St. Coleman's, and during that period of time, St. Flannan's and Midleton CBS were very strong. And the 6 years that I was there, we actually drew either Flannan's or Midleton in the first round, and we were actually beaten in the 6 first rounds in the years I was involved there. But I suppose I was going in as a fresher. I suppose everybody knew the importance of the Harty, and I suppose any school that had a Harty background and stuff like that was always focused on trying to get a team to a Harty final if they could. And as a fresher and as a kid going in at 12 years of age into a school, and you were interested in hurling, the one thing that you wanted to play on was a Harty final if you were lucky enough to get there. But unfortunately, in my situation, I suppose maybe my mother sent me to a school for education rather than for hurling, I suppose. But at the same time, we had great times. I suppose the particular is training during the winter periods and stuff like that. That it was different hurling to the summer hurling. I suppose it was very physical, but I suppose it shaped us in different ways. Then in terms of getting out for the training, which was very wet and very cold and stuff like that. And I suppose boarding, you didn't have the comforts of coming home and having somebody wash your gear. When we went back to the training rooms afterwards, Colm, it was just put dirty gear on top of a red, and hopefully it would be dry for the next day's training. So they're my experience at the Harties. But I would love to have been in the final. I would love to have been able to contest something like that. But that was the lot. That was where I was at that time. So.
Okay. Very good, Mark. Now the two teams here, as we said, contested last year's final. Midleton, CBS emerging victorious. Very quickly, and I'm going to bring the lads in back in just a few moments' time. I'm going to give a run through the team sheets. CBC, Owen O'Neill in goals. The full back line is Gavin Reddy, Shane Kingston, Owen Downey. Then the half-back line, Pierce Cummins, Corrock Daly is at centre-back, and Garrod Mulcahy at wing-back, James Dwyer and Owen Kidney at midfield. We'll break for the national anthem. Continuing on our team line now, Owen Kirby, Niall Harton and Owen O'Leary making up the half-forward line. It's Robbie Cotter, Jack Allan and Dara Burke in the full forward line. Midleton, CBS, well, the big news from their camp is corner forward Isaac Walsh, Cork minor in 2019, is out. Noel Cahill from St. Coleman's is in. Their team, Brian Saunderson. In goals, Alex Quirk, Richie Landers, Jack Fitzgerald in the full back line. In a Motherway, Kieran Joyce, John Mellerick at half back, Ryan McCarthy, Sam Quirk at midfield, James Mulcahy, Cathal Hickey and Owen Martin the half forward line, Sean Walsh, Jack McGann and that man Noel Cahill are in the full forward line. Referee is Kevin Jordan from Tipperary. And the game is underway. A sizable crowd starting to stream in here. I don't think we're going to hit the 7,000 crowd that we had at last year's final, but still a sizable turnout for a game of this magnitude at this stage in the season. So it's the men from Christians wearing a black and red strip, and Midleton in their red and white strips. Pitch in perfect condition. I think it's one of the first games Páirc Uí Rinn have seen in 2020. And very little wind to speak of here this afternoon. This game has been broadcast live on the Irish Examiner's website on Facebook Live, with thanks to the Munster Council, wherever you're watching this afternoon. We hope you enjoy the spectacle, and please do get in touch with your thoughts as the afternoon progresses. Right, on the ball here is the man from Midleton, their corner forward, the man from Carricktool, and that was Sean Walsh with the opening score of the afternoon.
Yeah, very good score. A long delivery from Ryan McCarthy from the 45-yard line on the city side of the Páirc Uí Rinn. Crossfield ball, contested, picked it up, gave a bit of a swivel and knocked it over off his left hand side.
Goalkeeper is Owen O'Neill from Blarney. Good puck out from him. Bit of a smoky haze developing, some smoke bomb just after being released there alongside us, but we'll get over that. It's Owen Martin there on the far wing trying to get it into his full forward. But, on this occasion, CBC coming out with us in front of us, but well blocked down by the full forward there. That was Jack McGann. Skirmish as the teams start to kind of feel each other out in these opening few minutes, but a free out results, and Owen Downey, a bit of a fist bump by Downey, the man from Glen Rovers, and a bit of a head-to-head developing between him and Jack McGann. And McGann definitely has been one of the stars of the show for Midleton CBS in this campaign. Hit 1-1 against De La Salle in the quarter-final last time out.
Very competitive start, Cullum, already, and I'd have to say to the referee, he has left a good bit go so far, and a well-deserved free there for Christians, but a very competitive start.
That's Corrock Daly was the man that hit that down, one of the survivors from last year's final. His brother Irleth, of course, playing for Waterford against Cork in the National League tomorrow. Let's go back with the action with Owen O'Leary. Nice ball in by him to Owen Kirby. Shot by Kirby, and that whizzed right over the crossbar for a second there, Ger. That looked like it was heading into the top corner.
Yeah.
Did Owen O'Neill maybe get a little wave on it?
He was very lucky. He might have got a small touch, but a great shot there from Owen Kirby from Blarney over the bar. Got a great pass in there, and that evens it up.
That was just an intent of the danger that these lads have in their rank. An effort there from distance. Has it found the range? If it has, that is an absolutely tremendous score from about 60 yards out. Looks to be James Mulcahy from Carricktool that got the strike in that one. That was some
score. An excellent score, yeah. Got the ball from a great puck out and turned his man in from 55 metres out to a high shot that landed on top of the net. Great score, it'll settle the nerves.
Certainly settling the nerves, and as Mark and Ger said, it's been quite pacey and spicy in the opening few minutes here of this Harty Cup decider. Heavy shoulder there, but Niall Hartnett winning the free. Hartnett, the man from Douglas at centre forward, and it's been pulled back up here in front of us with Jack Cahalan. The man from St. Finbarrs is going to take this one.
Just mentioning James Mulcahy there from Carricktool, Colm, people might recognise him last year. He was the sub that came on for Carricktool against Ballyhay in the championship, and he got 3 goals from play. And he made a massive catch there from the puck out and knocked a great ball over there. But he has seen a club experience behind him.
Okay, another man with experience is this man on the ball, Jack Cahalan. dual All-Ireland or dual minor player last year, All-Ireland winner with the minors on that occasion, though his accuracy letting him down. But no stranger to big occasions.
No, that was a tough enough free. Colm Knight was out in the middle of the field on the left hand side. He was practicing him there before the warm up, and he was hitting a few of them landed short, so he kind of went with distance there, and it just faded off to the right hand sade. Sam
Kirk was the man that collected the puck out from his goalkeeper there, but the delivery has been swallowed up by a whole host of Carricktool defenders being led by CBC defenders, being led by Carrick Daly, and free out to Carrick Daly. Just to mention, just on the clubs, obviously Cork dominated. Liz Moore though for Carrick.
Yeah, it's a very unusual one. I met his dad Niall there coming in a while ago, and he was talking about looking forward to the game tomorrow in Welsh Park as well. So but an interesting day for him to have his two sons involved in the Harty Cup semi-final, and the older lad who I think was involved here last year playing against Cork tomorrow in the National Hurling League.
The effort there, shot unfortunately going wide. That was Owen O'Leary from Glen Rovers that had the effort, wearing number 12. Yeah, speaking of big days for families, Niall Hartnett, the centre forward for CBC, his brother Brian is playing for the Cork Senior Footballers this evening against Offaly. So a busy afternoon and a proud afternoon for all in the Hartnett clan in Douglas this afternoon. Right, let's get back on the action, and it's Midleton on the attack here, and it's going to be a free.
That was James McCahey again. He won the puck out directly from the puck out. Took his man on, but unfortunately for him, caught the ball 3 times. And the referees, he was quite on the ball, quite vigilant to spot that.
But it just goes to show how dangerous Mulcahy is. Obviously, when he gets the ball in hand, there's only one thing in the mind.
And I suppose that's the third puck out from the Midleton CBS keeper, and he's given 2 of them down to him. So.
No, speaking of a great goal chance from CBC, and it's hooked over the bar in the end. The shot coming in from Owen Kirby, great save by Brian Saunderson, and it looked maybe to be Cahalan, I think, that got the final touch on it, but that was a great save by
magnificent. Saunders, he played in the Cork minor team last year. He's from Midleton. That was a fantastic save. It was 1-on-1, and you'd have to give credit to the forward coming through as well. He actually went low with the shot, making sure that he kept it on target, but it was a great save. But I suppose the big thing for CBC now is they've actually got a 65 out of it now, and I suppose converting the 65 will be the next thing now. Just, they'll all have felt that they should have got a goal out of it, but conversion of a 65 is vital for them.
Absolutely crucial. We're looking at about 7 minutes gone, and it's 2 points to 1, CBC trailing, and this effort from Jack Cahalan can draw them level.
Excellent save there by Brian Sanderson again, Colm, as Mark said. Great for a goalkeeper there early in the game to get when it's true like that, to get a 1-on-1. Great for his confidence. Great score by Jack Cahalan.
Yeah, great for Cahalan's confidence as well after that earlier miss, which admittedly was maybe another 7 or 8 yards beyond the 65-yard line, but that score has brought us level with 7.5 minutes elapsed of this, the Harty Cup semi-final at Páirc Uí Rinn this afternoon. The other game is on in Nina, and that's pitting St. Flannan's versus Our Lady's Templemore, and we'll keep you updated on the scores and that throughout the course of the afternoon. Some nice bit of play there by the corner forward Robbie Cotter, but he twisted a bit too much on that occasion, and a free out being awarded. But Cotter from Blackrock jinked left and right again, and unfortunately overplayed the ball, and it's going to be a free out, and it's going to be Ryan McCarthy, the man from Killa. Mark, a man you should know well. Some talent, was of course playing in the final last year as well.
That's right, yeah, and he's a quality striker of frees and from sideline balls as well. And I heard with his dad, Alan McCarthy, who was a 100-metre sprinter, European Championship under 14 in 1986, I think, Colm, if my numbers are correct.
No, there. Thank you for that, Mark. The Jimmy McGee of the Irish Examiner's commentary, the memory man. Unfortunately, another wide being registered there for CBC.
Interesting again, just looking around the teams there, Colm Young, John Millerick, who is brother of Gerard, and all the Millericks and Father O'Neill's, has been designated to mark Jack Cahalan as the CBC danger man, so he's gone back from number 7 back to the full back position. So it's kind of seems to be a trait in the Millerick families that they do a bit of man marking
specialist, yes.
4 brothers playing above in the All-Ireland Club final for Father O'Neill's against Tullerone on Saturday night.
Heartbreak for Father O'Neill's. What a game that was, and what an advertisement it was for the club championship. and 2 club championship finals on this afternoon in Croke Park, with the junior and intermediate football deciders down for decision before the Allianz National League clash of Kerry and Dublin, which is taking place at 7:15. But back to the action here down in Páirc Uí Rinn, trying desperately to get on the ball. There is Dara Burke. Great play by Dara Burke. Still Dara Burke off his left. Is it going to trickle in? It's in the net! It's in the net! For a second there, it looked like he was half hooked, half a connection, but it kind of somehow managed to bobble up.
Yeah, he got the shot. He did really well early on to get the ball outside in the corner flag. 2 brilliant side steps coming in off his right leg twice, and it looked as if it was blocked, but the ball finished up in the net. But it doesn't matter how they get over the line, once it does, then it counts.
And that is a massive boost for CBC after all those near misses. And it's Dara on the ball again. Man from Douglas opting to work it back out. And this occasion it's a shot that's come in from the other corner forward. It looks to be Robbie Cotter, is it?
No, Jack Callahan got that one. Lovely pass again from Dara Burke back out to Jack, and off his weaker side, I suppose, his left hand side. His strong hand will be his right side. Off his weaker side, got a lovely score from about 45 metres out.
That was some turnaround in the space of 2 minutes. So it now has CBC 1-3 to Midleton's 2 points. But yeah, that was an incredible piece of skill by young Dara.
A fantastic bit of skill, and he's himself and Dara Burke have taken the game to Midland CBS from the off column, and you'd have to say on the balance of play after the first 11, even though Midland CBS started well, it seems as though CBC are getting a grip of the game all over the field, and particularly Corrock Daly at centre back for CBC is very, very strong.
Strong ball in again by Ryan McCarthy. But again, the CBC defence are back there in numbers, awaiting those deliveries and clearing their lines, and working very hard out there is Jack Callahan. But unfortunately for him, it breaks to John Mellerick, the aforementioned man from Father O'Neill's. He's given up his man-marking duties for a moment there to show that he can score as well.
Absolute, and a very important score, I think, for Midland CBS, because CBC had taken a grip of the game and it has probably come against the run of play. Jack Callahan probably got the first opportunity on it, but Mellerick picked it up and struck it off his right-hand side. Great score.
Back to what you were saying, Mark, he's literally taking his man-marking duties to heart, because he was told wherever Jack goes, you go.
Absolutely, and just to, I suppose for people, he was just inside the 65-yard line on the other side of the field.
Okay, well, good handling there by Brian Saunderson, goalkeeper, to clear that effort, dropping in short away. And Jack Callahan trying to raise the ball, not coming up for him. It's Owen O'Leary now. They've lost it, and here comes Ryan McCarthy. Big powerful delivery by him in as far as Jack McCann.
I suppose that's the first time that we've seen Kieran Joyce in the game. He's a very special talent, Colm. He played Cork minor centre back last year. I think he's under 16 last year, and he was a very, very high class player all the way up along the line. He won a minor Premier Minor 2 last year with Kiltogue as well as centre back. So he's after a couple of great seasons now. But for Midland CBS today, they really need him to thunder into this game, and it's no surprise, I suppose, that he's marking a man who probably looks about 6'2", 6'3" out there centre forward. Very physical as centre forward on him, and I think that CBC will be trying to curb his influence from a hurling point of view.
If you're watching the game around the world this afternoon on our Facebook live stream, we'd love to hear from you, so please do get in touch with your thoughts on the action, and if you want to say hello to us from far-flung shores. Sam Quirk was the man that was fouled there. Quirk, of course, one of 6 of the Midleton starting team that featured in the final last year, along with Richie Landers, Kieran Joyce, Ryan McCarthy, Cathal Hickey and Jack McCann. CBC have 4 from last year: Corrock Daly, Gerard Mulcahy, Niall Hartnett and Jack Callahan. Here comes the big shot from Ryan McCarthy, and on this occasion the accuracy has left him down. He could do no wrong in previous games, but struggling a small bit to find
maybe just a poor pick-up, Colm, really. It was dead straight in front of the goal, and if you don't get the pick-up right, you're struggling after that. So he'll be disappointed with that effort, because normally he's very good in these situations.
Well, Tracy O'Callaghan, who was watching the quarter-final for us, was telling me that he failed with one of his pickups in that quarter-final, but still managed to hit the ball first time from about 60 yards and drive it over. So obviously he'll be hoping, and all the rest of his teammates will be hoping, that his radar can kick into gear sooner rather than later. Great piece of bravery here in front of us by Garrod Mulcahy. He did so well to keep the ball in, and was trying to pick it up there, but he did so well in the initial block down and didn't give up the chase. Nice little pass inside to Hartnett from him. Hartnett bursting through, but runs into Sam Quirk and loses the ball, and out come Midleton, and it was Ryan McCarthy just missing it there on the ground, and it's with James Dwyer from Ballincollig. Kind of a pass to nothing there, and out comes Sean Walsh from Carricktool. Sean Walsh dropping it in, but that's into the hands of goalkeeper Owen O'Neill, who watched it all the way. Good clearance by him, but will it manage to stay inside of the line? And no, it's taken a touch and it's trickled out, but it's going to be CBC sideline there. 15 minutes gone, lads. We'll get your thoughts.
It's very even game so far. I think just the goal maybe is maybe the difference obviously in the scoreboard between the teams, but I think Midleton have settled into the game maybe a bit better in the last couple of minutes. Obviously CBC have had a few chances. They've had a few wasteful wides as well, so nothing in the game so far. I know there's a goal between them, but I think both teams have settled into it well.
Okay, Mark, your viewpoints at this stage?
I just think that at the moment, I think that CBC slightly have a couple of forwards in Dara Burke and Jack Cahalan and young Hartnett centre forward that seem to be a little bit more influential than what I can see up in the Midleton CBS side of it. James Mulcahy has been excellent at number 10 for Midleton CBS, but outside of that, Sean Welch slightly as well. But I don't see a major threat coming from Midleton CBS forwards. So if I had to call it early now, I think that CBC seem a little bit better balanced, and I do believe that they have slightly better forwards in the Midleton CBS at the moment.
We would say Jack Cahalan and Dara Burke amongst the two that have caught the eye. Cahalan there again, about three fellas around him and eventually fouling him.
Yeah, he's very good at taking on the man, Colm. He really, he goes forward, and he's very good at maybe drawing the fouls as well. So again, anything high, referees now are blowing when the hurley's in around the head. It's they're blowing for them straight away. He got the advantage, wasn't able to do anything with it, so he got the free and has put it over the bar.
Okay, fine score again there from Jack Cahalan. Just to mention the latest from Nina with 13 minutes elapsed. It's Our Ladies 3 points, St. Flannan's 5 points. That is the other semi-final taking place this afternoon up there. Now, chance coming on here for Midleton CBS. Oh, that was a great block. It was Cathal Hickey, the centre forward, was winding up, but he was blocked just as he was about to connect, and all the while there's a man down as the corner back looks to be Owen Downey, and referee Kevin Jordan was letting that passage of play continue. Jordan was down on the ground, and the medics are out to give him some treatment there, but for a second there Hickey had the ball, was stepping about 21 yards out, and there was one thing on his mind, but hoovered up then by 2 or 3 defenders rushing in front of him to affect the block.
And he probably, I suppose, for a Kit Hogue, he was running probably at the wrong angle for himself. If he was coming in off his right hand side, he would probably have had a neater strike. He threw up the ball of his left, and there was a hurley come in. But just coming back to Jack Cahalan, I suppose we've got to realise that he was a dual minor last year, hurling and football, won an All-Ireland football medal above in Crorbach. So having a guy like Jack Cahalan in your team today is massive experience, Colm, and I think he will carry most of the threat for CBC today.
Latest, by the way, from Templemore, just an update. 18 minutes gone there. It's Our Ladies 5 points, St. Flannan's 7 points in that the other semi-final up there. James Hayden is our man on the ground in Nina this afternoon. So it's 1-4 to 3 points. It's CBC who lead against the 2019 champions. Hard to believe when they met last year, Midleton were ending their own. And
look at the puck out that's been taken. There's only 3 CBC forwards inside their own 65-yard line, so they're funneling players back to field to try and win the puck out and give as much space as possible to their inside forward line.
Yeah, just Owen Kirby came back there to field that one, and great hand by him. But anyway, back to the play, and that's another fine score for CBC from their corner forward down there.
Yeah, Dara Buck again, very dangerous inside there. Like the wing back for CBC, Pierce Cummins won that ball to the midfielders, gave a very good ball in, as Mark said. There's plenty of space inside there. He's very good on a 1-to-1. He seems to be on his game today. Won a ball, turned onto his left hand and put it over the bar. But as Mark said, CBC defence looks like are kind of on top of the Midleton forwards at the moment, and like they're really struggling to get into the game and because CBC's backs are quite strong down the centre. And here we go now for Midleton has a chance to score.
Sean Walsh is the man taking the shot off from Carricktool, dropping it in and towards Jack McGann. It's out with the man wearing number 24, the sub Noel Cahill from St. Coleman's, the man that came in to replace Isaac Walsh, and an opening score for Noel this afternoon, and that pushes it now to a 3-point game, 1-5 to CBC, 5 points to the men from Midleton CBS.
You're looking down the field again now with a CBC puck out, but their two corner forwards above are planted on the edge of the square, and there's 50 metres of space in front of them, so just hoping to win the puck out and leave it in quick in front of them.
It's hard work for Midleton at the moment, trying to get the ball, transition it from defence into attack, and when they do get it down, then they're met by a wall, led invariably by that man there, Carrick Daly. Ball flipped back there by Owen Kirby, but it was hoovered up in the end by Kieran Joyce. Nice delivery by Joyce, and unfortunately that one has gone wide from wing forward James Mulcahy, the man that scored those 2 wonder points out on the sideline in the opening exchange, is the man from Carricktool. Joyce though did well to set him up on that occasion, and but unfortunately it's come to naught with just gone 24 minutes of this Munster Post Primary Schools Dr. Harty Cup semi-final here this afternoon. If you are watching around the world, please do get in touch. This game being broadcast on the Irish Examiner's website and our Facebook live stream as well too, and it's all with thanks to the Munster Council, and our continued thanks for their help, support and assistance in our live streaming of these provincial championship games. Effort from Pierce Cummins, and that's a fine one from distance, but doesn't have the accuracy, but still caused a bit of panic back around the Midleton defence, especially when you've got a couple of big lads floating around there, as CBC have.
Yeah, it was probably a shot for nothing, I suppose. Maybe the shot was on, but you'd wonder with the space inside in that full forward line, there was 3 of them inside, or maybe a lower, faster ball, it might have reaped some rewards. But here we are again. I think it's very obvious that both centre backs now are really getting into the game.
This Carrick Daly is
Carrick Daly
nice
and Kieran Joyce as well have settled into the game, so it's great to see 2 very good hurling centre backs enjoying their game.
Okay, ball dropping right on the edge of the square, and it's in a CBC hand. It's now in Jack Cahallan's hand, still Cahallan from about 21 yards off as he was falling. If he's managed to get that one over, that is a tremendous score.
That's a great score again. Like Jack off balance again, came from a big high ball in. Niall Hartnett, a full forward, broke the ball, hand passed it out to him, and Jack under pressure from John Mellerick swiveled and went both ways and got a great score off his right hand side.
Latest, by the way, in Nina, it's Our Ladies 6 points, St. Flannan's 8 points, and it's CBC on the attack here again with Robbie Cotter, the man with the green helmet, and the man who's fist pumping the air. Another great score.
Robbie Cotter there off his left hand, went down the sideline, came from a puck out there, went short to the corner back, and was blocked down by Darragh Burke. He got a half a block to it, which gave Robbie Cotter a chance, and from 40 metres out off his left hand went a great score over the bar.
Okay, here's Noel Cahill again, but was being held up as he was making his way towards goal. That's going to be a free end, but that's one thing I must say, lads, that for any coach watching, just to see the forward effort of the CBC lads when they don't have possession.
Yes, and like I suppose any mentor that's involved with a team, if you've got a hard tackling forward line that won't leave defenders out with the ball easy, that they're getting in a hook, they're getting in a block, they're putting pressure on the defender that he can't give a quality ball out to his forwards, and you saw a great example of it there where Darragh Buck blocked down the cornerback from Midleton. Boss squirted out to Robbie Cotter from and you'd have to say that's probably the score of the game so far, right here in front of us, 50 yards out. Obviously left a fantastic score.
Sean Walsh converting that free for the foul on Noel Cahill there, and that's brought it to 1-7 to 6 points with 27 minutes elapsed. By the way, that's not fog, if you are wondering, on our live stream at the moment. A bit of a smoke bomb after going off here in Páirc Uí Rinn, but trust me, it will clear, and hopefully it won't cause too much consternation for my co-commentator colleagues here this afternoon. A high arm around Sam Quirke's neck, and referee Kevin Jordan having a little word.
But Colm, I suppose, just speaking about the smoke bombs and stuff like that, and the crowd that's here today, isn't it fantastic to see both sets of supporters here travelling to follow their own school? You know, I mean, it's a Saturday. In the past, as you mightn't get fellas to come to a match, but the schools organise buses and the numbers have travelled, and it's fantastic to see them supporting their teams.
Yeah, Ryan McCarthy with the distance from just outside the halfway line. It's gone wide again.
Yeah, and it's a big influence in this game because last year's form, that man could do no wrong last year. He got into a Harty final, was unerring from frees, but you'd have to say those 2 frees and both of them are in the same position. One has gone wide on the right, the other one's gone wide on the left. He'll be really disappointed that he's missed both those frees.
Okay, and that's left to score at 1-7 to 6 points, 28 and a half minutes elapsed. It's Midleton coming out with Kieran Joyce. A man that has caught the eye of the lads here so far, to John Mellerick, a very tasty man from Father O'Neill's, as we've seen with the entire Mellerick clan. And a man that has definitely impressed is this man, number 24, Noel Cahill, second point of the afternoon, and was the man fouled a few moments ago for the free with Sean Walsh converted. Nice to have a man like that to come off the bench when you're after losing a marquee name.
Absolutely, and Isaac Walsh would have been one of Midleton's best forwards. He played Cockminor last year as well, so Noel has had a fierce influence in the game. He's 2 points in play, and as you said, he was fouled for the last score. But like Midleton CBS is getting back into it, and I suppose the 2 handy frees that were missed, Colm would have a point only between it, and that goal that was scored early on by Dara Burke is the score is still between the teams.
James Dwyer with a nice bit of fielding and working it down. Well taken though by the defender, and it's back to Ryan McCarthy, his midfielder. Expect a big clearance from McCarthy, hitting at about 60-70 yards, but up goes a CBC stick, but can only find a Midleton man. That's the corner forward, Sean Walsh, free taker a few moments ago. Walsh from the right, and looked to be about maybe 5-6 yards far of the upright. But as Mark said, our Midleton kind of finding a small bit more leeway.
I think they're settling into the game, but they've had a couple of chances, like, you know what I mean. So again, there's only a goal between them, and as they come up to half time, it's close on it. If Midleton can get another score or 2 before half time, they'll be quite happy where they are.
Well, they'll be desperately trying to avoid the concession of a score down the other end. That was Gavin Reddy there, and out as far as Sam Kirk, who launched it down the field. But yet again, it's the CBC fullback Shane Kingston who did the needful there. Down as far as his centre forward Hartnett, and from just down the road here in Douglas. And eventually squirreled out there by Owen O'Leary. O'Leary being held up, and O'Leary being fouled by Kieran Joyce. High arm around the neck. Looks like referee Kevin Jordan is going to take action on that one. There's been a few of those high tackles, and I'd say we will have maybe a word in the ear on that one.
That's enough. I thought you were saying Colm, he was going to produce a card there, which would have been really, really harsh. Like, just that he probably a hard, bit of a silly free to give away. The centre bar was under pressure with the ball going through, and gives Jack Cahalane an easy chance now to put 4 between them. No
banner man than Cahalane to do exactly just that. As we come up on 31 minutes, just been told a minute to go to half time here. Just been half time. Despite being told that there was a minute to go. The latest, by the way, I can tell you from Templemore is Our Ladies 1 goal and 7 points, St Flannan's 9 points. A 29-minute rasper from J.D. Devaney was the turning point there. So it's Our Ladies who lead St Flannan's 1-7 to 9 points up in Nina this afternoon. Okay, we're going to just have a quick chat now and on that, what we've seen there. I suppose the point that you're making, Lance, is there's only 4 points between them. That goal though from Darren was a brilliant score.
Yeah, it was a class goal. As I said, the ball went in, took his chance really well, rounded the corner back. It was the backs got back, almost intercepted it, but it just got over the line, and that was the boost that CBC really needed. I think I've been really impressed with their full back line down the line. Shane Kingston at 6, Owen Downey at 4, and Cork Daly Shane Kingston at 3 and Cork Daly at 6 have been very strong down the middle, and they've kind of shored up the middle against Midleton. Midleton have only got one score in that area, so nothing between them. 4 points is nothing in hurling really, Colin. It's only 2 scores. As I say, Midleton would be disappointed with the 2 frees that Ryan O'Leary missed in the middle of the field, so if he'd got those it'd be a lot closer, but only a puck of ball between them.
Okay, you mentioned that in commentary, Mark, though, those frees for a man of Ryan's stature, given what he's done in the final here last year in the quarter-final against De La Salle, does that sow a seed of doubt in the Midleton mindset?
Well, I suppose the big thing is that his teammates are probably expecting him to convert those options, a bit like TJ Reid if he was playing for Kilkenny, or Patrick Horgan playing for Cork Seniors. You'd expect them to convert them, and that might have a little bit of an influence on the psychology in the Midland team. But look, good management now will get Ryan into the dressing room at half time, have a word and say, listen, settle down, okay, there's 30 more minutes to go here, you're a top quality free taker, the next opportunity you get now, just take your time over it and make sure you get it. The pressure's a little bit on the young fella now, there's no doubt, because there is an expectation that he should be scoring those, particularly on his form from last year. But look, as Joe mentioned already, there's only 4 points in it. It's a puck of a ball at the end of the day. But I suppose I still feel that at 3 and 6, and John mentioned Shane Kingston, the Ballinora Shane Kingston, he's a footballer as well, dual footballer. He's giving away nothing on the edge of the square there. He's a good lad, Jack McGann from Kilta, but he has the beatings of him. And again, at centre back, Cork Daly is outstanding in my opinion. Big physical presence at 3 and 6, and then obviously up front, Niall Harty the centre forward, and Jack Cahalan, who is covering an amount of possession here today, because we've seen him playing in the full line, but we've also seen him back in his own half back line as well. So I think the spine of the CBC team is very, very strong, and I think that should see them over the line, in my opinion, before the 60 minutes is out here today.
Okay, talking about leaders, Jack Cahalan, as Mark said, not just from the scoring perspective, but from that leadership perspective, doing the right thing, knowing the right thing to do at the right time.
Yeah, as Mark mentioned earlier in commentary, very experienced player, has been kind of the star player all up along when he was playing with the underage with the bars outside. As Mark said, he was a dual minor last year, won All-Ireland minor football medal, so they'd be looking for his experience and to lead him there. He loves the roaming role. If you trying to keep him inside in the corner, inside and full forward, he gets very frustrated with the ball not coming in. So the role that they're giving him there today, they're kind of letting him go where he wants to go to get on the ball. He loves that. He loves getting on the ball, and as you can see, it's extremely accurate. Left or right, it won't be a problem to him. So I know from talking to him last year, he was very disappointed in the Harty final last year. The game bypassed him, Colin, at times. He really didn't get in the game, and it hurt him a bit last year that he really had no influence on it. I met him during the week, and he was kind of really looking forward to it, because just going to give him a chance to kind of, I suppose, get rid of a few demons from last year. He was well up for the game, and he'd be a big part of, from CBS's team's point of view, he'd be one of their leaders up front, and if they can get him on the ball enough, he's quite capable of getting the scores from to win the game.
Okay, but as well as we pointed out in commentary, he's got a lot of lads around him as well too that know where the posts are.
Yeah, absolutely. Young Dara Burke has been really impressive. Niall Hartnett is a huge man. Mark said he's 6'4", 6'5", and he takes a bit of minding. His hurling, he's probably better known as a footballer, but his hurling, but he's still able to go up there and handle the ball, and he causes a bit of problems at this grade, but they have some very good players. It's wide open. A lot of those players playing with CBC have had success underage with the Glen, different teams with Blarney, so they're well used in Douglas. So it'll be, these guys know each other really well from playing underage hurling in Rebel Oak in Cork. So looking forward now to another 30 minutes of very exciting hurling.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose, to be fair, I think you'd have to say the one thing, Cork County Board have done a huge favour today to the Pros Primary, that they've opened the pitch. I think this is the first match, there isn't even a training session, and I think straight after the game the pitch is going to be closed as well afterwards. And I think Cork County Board need to they've been getting a lot of flack down through the years, and I've been involved in a bit of that myself, but I suppose I'd have to say that the promotion of the game today, to be able to open Parky Ring on a once-off basis to get this match played, I think is fantastic from a Cork County Board's point of view. And obviously then moving on tonight to see the Parky Queeve, the new field, we're obviously hoping to see that the new field tonight will be in great order as well.
Have you had a touch on it yet, Ger?
No, the footballers were in during the week. We were down, we were in the gym, but a few of us got out to have a look at it and got a walk around it. We're in there next week for 45 minutes before the game against Tip. it's magnificent. It really is very good. I was surprised how firm underground it was, but it looks brilliantly from watching from in the stand, but it's even better on the pitch. It really is. Now it's a credit to them, and I don't think there'll be any issues with the pitch going forward.
Okay, and the ladies' football as well too. We have to mention making history this afternoon. The first time a ladies' football game being played in Páirc Uí Chaoimh.
That's right, and it is massive, to be fair. And look, it just shows you the camaraderie that's there amongst the different codes within Cork. And I've no doubt that the Camogie team will get a curtain raiser at some stage during this year. But it's a historic night tonight to see that the ladies' football are in there before the footballers. And I'm speaking to a lot of people. There actually is a bigger crowd going maybe normally than would probably go to see the Cork footballers, because I think there is a bit of an attractiveness of a double header. The Saturday night thing, I've always mentioned this. I think the Saturday night thing works for people because a lot of people are GA is probably their first love, it's their first game. You'll be surprised there'll be an amount of younger people will go to the match tonight as well, and I think it's just we need all that working for, I suppose, to improve the standards in Cork. And I know last year there was four teams that were here last year for the Harty final. They were all but it was 8,000 people here. We haven't seen that for an underage game in years and years. And even today there's a decent crowd here today. And if you're looking down through the crowd there, I see Fergal Condon is here. He managed Limmy Killy to win 3 counties. Liam Martin selected for the Cork Miners. Johnny Dwyer selected for the Cork Miners the last 5 or 6 years. Jimmy Smithy is selected with Limmy Killy. And just only looking down through the crowd, there's a huge amount of people that are here.
That's the Niall McCarthy.
I said there all seem to be East Cork. Niall McCarthy there, former player for Cork as well. So all these guys are really, really involved in GA. They're involved in the club.
And it's great to see them back on a day like today.
Absolutely. And they're here. They're seeing what the young talent is coming through as well, because you can see the likes of Kieran Joyce there now, I would say, today. And I must say I'm taken by James Mulcahy at wing forward from Carrigtwohill, and Sean Welch in the corner from Carrigtwohill. Those 3 players at the moment. Young John Miller has his hands full, I suppose, George with Jack Allen, but he scored a point and is having a good battle with him now as well. So, I mean, I'm really looking forward. I was asking the question afterwards, can I see any of them stepping up to play, with Cork Miners later on the year, or Cork under 21s next year, and maybe into the future, will they be involved with the Cork Seniors?
Just saying there, Colm, just looking through the list, there's potentially 10 of this year's Cork Minor panel under 17 playing here today. Wow. CBC have 7, I think Midleton have 3. So that's great to see that you get a chance to look at some of the younger lads, give them the occasion.
And of course people love to say, I was there the day so-and-so made his name scoring 2 goals in a Harty Cup.
Yeah, it's brilliant for them, because they're going to be, they'll be exposed to, they'll be playing 4 matches with the Cork Miners this year, in the minor championship, and it's great to come down. You start looking at a bit of form, and you look at to see who's coming through. So from that point of view, it's great to that there's guys here that maybe in a couple of months' time will be down the park against Limerick on the 9th of May. Looking forward to seeing them play on the big occasion as well.
Okay, we'll have a chat about the 9th of May and a few other Cork things at full time. But for the moment, we're going to take a little break here from Páirc Uí Chaoimh. It's half time in the Harty Cup semi-final. It's CBC who lead the champions. There's still half an hour of top quality hurling to come. We'll be back for the second half, live and exclusive, in about 10 minutes' time. And we're back and underway after a very swift half-time break there. And it's the opening free of the second half to Midleton. And it looks to be Sean Walsh of Carrigtwohill will be the man entrusted with this one. Yard or two inside the 65 and dead straight in front of the goals. I say no major breeze to talk of. 1-8 to 7 point CBC lead, so this will cut the gap down to a goal if Sean can convert it. And the lads are having a quick look around there to see if there's any changes during the interval. The effort there in the end from the corner forward from Sean Walsh, the man from Carrigtwohill, being waved over, and that's put 3 points between the sides in the opening minute of the second half. 1-8 to 8 points. Owen O'Neill, CBC goalkeeper. Featured for Blarney in their under-16 county final defeat to Valley Rovers back in October. One of a number of Blarney players featuring for CBC this afternoon. Capable operator as we've seen so far. Short puck out though is causing a bit of trouble, and it's Ryan McCarthy that's trying to burst his way through, but it's James Dwyer that manages to pick up possession and sensibly offers to go back to Gavin Reddy, his corner-back. Reddy was looking to find James, or his Owen Kirby, his wing forward, but it was cut out there. And it's back with Midleton and Cathal Hickey. Hickey dropping it in on top of McGann. Falls from McGann's hand, but Sean Walsh is trying to get it up. Noel Cahill back to McGann, wearing number 14, and kind of hooked it over his head, Jack McGann, and I think that's the first point of the afternoon for McGann.
Yeah, that's good. Two very good scores from Midleton. Column, like it's the first couple of minutes of the second half, 2 minutes just gone, and they've got the first two scores. So all of a sudden now they're back to just 2 points, but they'll be delighted with that start in the second half. So up to CBC now to see how they respond.
Obviously, Midleton had some strong words at half time. They've sprung out from the traps. And let's see now, can they keep the momentum going? But it's at the other end of the field, and it's free being awarded in to be Dara Burke that was Jack Allen was trying to burst his way through, and is being fouled, and it's going to be a free in to CBC, and it'll, if this is converted, it will return them to a 3-point lead.
Just one thing to notice here is that Jack McCann, who's the Midland CBS full forward, has come out to play as a second centre forward, and he had brought Shane Kingston off the edge of the box, but now CBC have made a change and they're putting one of the cornerbacks out on Jack McCann. So it's obviously a tactic from a Midland point of view to play two inside, but to take Kingston off of the line as well, you know.
Jack Callahan's effort there being waved over, and it's pushed it back out to a 3-point game. 1-9 to CBC, 9 points to Midleton CBS. Yeah, well, plenty of strategic and tactical intrigue, I'm sure, to come over the next 30 minutes. The 4-minute Jack McCann working it back to Sam Quirk, to Alex Quirk, his brother from Midleton, the cornerback, but he shot trailing about 10 yards and trailing wide, but just a signal of the intent there, the way McGann worked it back.
Absolutely, yeah, and like Midland CBS have started well now in the second half, and Jack Callahan, I suppose, got a great free for CBC just to break their dominance. But it's very early days in the second half, but you'd have to say that Midland have started the brighter. But let's see how this half will pan out now.
Okay, indeed, an intriguing 30 minutes of hurling to come here in this, the Munster Post-Primary Schools Dr. Harty Cup semi-final here this afternoon. It's Jack Callahan, the star of the show so far, adding another star there with that point, and pushing it out to 110 to 9 points.
Yeah, that's a 7 point in the game today, Column. He's after getting that's his 4 points from play, I think so, or third point from play. So he's having a big influence in the game. As you can see there, he's coming out in front of us here, out to the 65-metre line, which he likes to do. He'll creates a lot of space for the two forwards inside, but he doesn't like to be tied up. And a young John Melrick has his hands full today, because I think if Jack gets enough of the ball, he'll threaten to score all the time.
Interesting looking as well too. The CBC defence are trying to kind of work out exactly what to do now with McGann's movement.
Well, it does question it. It's a good point that Mark made. Like, obviously Kingston is much more comfortable at the edge of the square. They probably would like to see him on McGann, but McGann has come out now to play behind the centre forward. And again, if you look at the space that are in front of us, the amount of bodies that are there, like it's on either side, and you've got huge space inside both 45. So very crowded in the middle of the field, and both sides are just trying to get the ball, and an early delivery in will create problems inside.
Some big powerful men up there. One of those is Ryan McCarthy going up there. The rainer's been off a bit this afternoon, drops it in. Nice little ball in towards the man wearing 24, Noel Cahill, and that's a fine score again from Cahill. He's third of the afternoon, the man from St. Coleman's. And Route 1 seems to be the mantra for Midleton.
And he's had a very big influence in the game. A good ball in from Ryan McCarthy, and it's quite obvious that they're playing high ball in front of the inside line. But it was a great snap first of all, and turned his man in over the bar off his right hand side.
So the score now 110 to 10 points. 5 minutes elapsed of the second half here this afternoon. It's the Harty Cup semi-final. It's a repeat of last year's final, which Midleton won, but CBC leading here this afternoon. So will it be a revenge, or will the champions still be standing at the close of business this afternoon? Free being awarded there for a chop down. Sean Walsh from Carricktool will be the man stepping up to this. He pointed from just inside the 65 yards just after the restart. This one about another 10 yards less to deal with. And while he's standing over the ball, looks like a substitute is on the way in for Midleton CBS.
Just want to know, Colin, with the fact of being the holders, and they seem to have their team seems to be a bit older than the CBC. The Midleton have a kind of an older team, and also the conference for money last year. Will that be the difference? Because CBC are quite young, as I said, they have 7 of potential current minors who are under 17. So you just wonder if that year will make a difference.
Okay.
White ball.
That was a bit of a surprise there in terms of Sean Walsh's accuracy in that one.
Yeah,
substitute coming in as well too.
Yeah, and the substitute is Isaac Welch, and that's a big call. If it's the young fella from Lisgould, he's a very, very good forward. He hurt his arm, I think, in Cork minor training a couple of weeks ago, and didn't expect him to see any action today, but it'll probably tell you how worried or concerned the Midland CBS are now that they're springing him off the bench. But they'll be really disappointed with Midland CBS that they haven't converted the frees today.
And just at the other end, another chance gone a begging for Robbie Cotter, shooting there from the side, but unfortunately accuracy letting him down. Free being awarded while we were following the play there. Free being awarded. Referee though is going in. I thought he was going to have a little chat with someone. No, he's happy enough to leave play continue. James Dwyer is holding on to the ball, but he's passed it off to Jack Cahalane, literally on the halfway line. Cahalane.
And just as Jack is taking the free there, we're looking down, and Seamus Harty is on the sideline today. He's a selector with CBC today, and he was a selector with Midland CBS last year. So there's an interesting stat for people that are watching in.
There comes Jack's effort dropping in, taken falling perfectly to the corner forward, but he was falling as he hit it, Dara Burke, and that one has trailed wide as well. So
he's definitely taking over from Jimmy McGee with all the stats, all the
he's unbelievable.
The tidbits of information we're getting today, Colum.
He's unbelievable. Back with the action there, and it's Cahill Hickey who's being fouled, and that's going to be a free, and probably Sean Walsh will come out to take this one.
This actually is a very, very important free, I think, in the whole context of the game, because they know themselves as a team. They're at the miss a couple of points that they should have conceded. This could have a big influence. He'll be really hoping to nail this free. The pressure's gone on him. He's going to get a free. He's going to get another chance at it.
Oh, that's harsh. He's halfway through. He was striking the ball. The referee blew for the free. It sailed over the bar, so he's got to do it all again. But,
we were mentioning at half time about Ryan McCarthy's free taking. Obviously a word was had that Sean was going to step up.
Well, the first couple of frees after half time were both inside the 65. Whether if Sean is the inside free taker, I suppose it's, again, he got a couple in the first half. If you're the free taker, you want to take him, you come out and take them, I suppose. But obviously it's a big call, because he's missed one that he probably should have got. So as Mark said, in the context of the game, if they're to get back in it, they've been training by this goal all the time. They can't really get any closer. They're getting to 2 the odd time. But this is absolutely crucial now that he repeats the process here and puts it over the bar.
Okay, challenge for any free taker, especially for a younger one. Here comes the effort from Sean.
It's gone well wide.
That one gone well wide. Referee had gone in to have a word. There was a bit of, I think, pushing and shoving going on there. I think he had a word with Shane Kingston, the CBC fullback, amongst others, and obviously put Sean somewhat off his stride. And let's get back with the action. Gone a bit scrappy in the opening few minutes of this second half. Obviously, the teams know each other so well, but just not as free-flowing as the latter stages of the second half. Niall Hartnett is a big man, and he is a powerful runner as well too. Hartnett being held up on the 14-yard line, calls for a free from the Mentos on the sideline, but still Hartnett still doing very well to hold up the ball out as far as Cahalan, and that one has gone wide, and put 3 or 4 yards in it. But Hartnett showed there when he builds up ahead of steam, he's a tough man to stop. Another tough man to stop is this man, Jack McGann, who's brought out to this roving role. It's obviously direct now every time he gets on the ball. Get it into the danger area as quickly as possible. The shot being taken from distance. The shot being driven wide. We were just winding up to complement the effort there out on the far side, but a wide ball resulting.
Yeah, Carl Hickey had a good chance. Isaac Walsh won a good ball and just opted to just hand pass it back out to Carl Hickey, who was quite loose, but off his left side. They're all vital scores that they're missing opportunities to get. So they should be closer to what they are at the moment, Colm.
Here comes CBC yet again, but held up, and this time it's Carl Hickey, I think, that was helping out his defence.
You could call those misses energy sappers, because they know they need to get back into the game. They need to get closer. If they can bring it down, like they haven't got past that 2-point that mark all the time. That goal is between the teams all the time. But at Midleton CBS, they need to get scores on the board fairly soon.
Okay, Ryan McCarthy going cross-field to Isaac Walsh. Isaac Walsh only on the field a couple of minutes, and that is a fantastic effort by him, but drops a small bit short. Well taken by Owen O'Neill, the goalkeeper, watching it all the way, but the ball ending out going up for a 65, despite some protestations, and eventually being overruled, the umpire waving the ball wide. But good hands by the goalkeeper Owen O'Neill, but Isaac Walsh with that touch just goes to show the class.
Absolutely, the two balls that have gone into him, he's won them first time, but what I think is noticeable there is that he has turned out on both occasions. He's not taking on the man, and if my information is correct, I think he picked up a serious arm injury and he's just not going into contact. But I mean, if the Midleton CBS will play two inside, he may have a chance at some stage of taking on his man, and he is quite capable of getting a score for the CBS.
Here it comes again with Jack McGann revelling in this outside role as far as Sean Walsh off his left. Doesn't look like it's going to have the accuracy, and trails out wide. Latest, by the way, with 43 minutes in Neenah this afternoon in the other semi-final. Our ladies 1 goal and 9 points. St. Flannan's of Ennis 12 points. So it's all square there up in that clash. Here with 43 minutes elapsed, it's 1-10 to CBC, and it's Midleton CBS on 10 points.
And like again, what we're seeing here now, just in our commentary position, is Midleton CBS with 3 forwards inside of 60. They're actually playing the exact same tactics that CBC were playing in the first half. They're giving their forwards a huge amount of space, and it is noticeable. I suppose we were very complimentary of Cormac Daly in the first half. That Jack McGann's, has he influenced the centre back position? It's just that we haven't seen Cormac in the first 13-14 minutes of the second half. So that may be working to a certain degree. That now, or maybe Midleton CBS are just not playing it down the centre anymore, but certainly Cormac Daly has gone out of the game.
Yeah, it's a very good point, Mark, and I think it is well in the half back line here, and Ryan McCarthy as well. Midleton have definitely got a foothold of the game around the half back line midfield, and plus his influence in the half forward line, he's taken Cormac Daly out of the game. So again, Midleton seem to be getting on top, but have missed a couple of scores that they'll regret.
Sean Walsh trying to find Isaac Walsh crossfield, no relation, the two Carricktool to Liscool, and it's CBC who clear their lines, but it's only coming into yet another Midleton hand. Kieran Joyce, the centre back, first time ball by him, dropped in, but well taken down the far end of the field by the cornerback down there. That was Owen Downey. Free in.
I think it's a very harsh call. I think he's blown him for dropping his hurley, which I think was knocked out of his hand as he was passing the ball. I don't think he dropped it intentionally, but the hurley certainly hit the ground. But I think that's a very harsh call.
Yeah. I'd agree with you, George, to be honest about it. And in the context of the game, it's probably exactly the score that Midleton CBS need to get back into the game.
And Sean Walsh does exactly that, trimming the score, the margin to 2 points, 1 goal and 10 points now to 11 points. Midleton, the champions, of course, CBC, the side they defeated in last year's final. Would you believe last year's final was the first appearance in the decider by CBC in an incredible 101 years. One thing we know for sure is there will be a Cork team in the Harty Cup final this year. Will it be Midleton the champions, or will it be CBC the contenders last year? Well, we'll know the answer to that in about 20 minutes or thereabouts. Ball is with James Dwyer here in front of us in the stand, but he's swallowed up. Sean Walsh doing oh so well and knocking it out of his grap in as far as Jack McCann. Ball not bouncing up from McCann, but he's giving Corrock Daly plenty of a handful, plenty to be thinking about, and it's out as far as Noel Cahill. Still Cahill jinking left and right, has overrun the ball, and it's taken up by CBC by their wing back Pierce Cummins. Tries to get it out as far as Daly, but it's only as far as Isaac Walsh. Walsh from distance triples across the front of the goal. Goalkeeper Owen O'Neill is forced to come out and claim it, and opts to go short, and it's a dangerous ploy, but it looks like he's would you believe he's full forward. Jack Cahalane is the man that's going to bail him out. Shane Kingston is the full back for CBC. Powerful clearance by him all the way down as far as the corner forward. The man wearing number 13 is Robbie Cotter. Robbie Cotter from 21 yards out, right out on the sideline, but has driven the ball wide.
That's the second one off his left hand side there again, Colin. A great ball up. Jack Cahalane, as you say, won the ball back in his own 21 metre line, and the ball was worked through the lines. It gave Robbie Cotter a chance, and he'll be disappointed to miss that. Isaac
Walsh is the man on the ball, the man that didn't start the Cork minor, obviously shrugging off some bit of an injury. He's had plenty of shots, but he hasn't had much joy.
Yeah, he's hit two kind of over his shoulder a bit, like, you know, from the point of view of just hitting them. He certainly, though, Colin, has made a difference as he's come on. He's taken up some very good space. The ball into him has been quite good, but he just hasn't been able to finish them. But he certainly, you know, I think CBC have to keep an eye on him, because he is a threat, and he's getting on the ball, but maybe the injury to his hand is affecting him.
Yeah, but taking the point there, we've seen a couple of times that Corrock Daly definitely having his hands full with Jack McCann. The aforementioned Corrock Daly there, jinking out though, showing his class and winning the free.
You have a very smart player for Corrock Daly now, and that's a number of occasions you've seen him winning the ball, and you've seen him throwing back his arms, like when the loose arms come in from the Midleton CBS player. His feet, like he's getting a touch on him, he knows that he's there, and he's influencing the free. He's getting himself a free. Quality player from Corrock Daly.
Quality clearance as well too from the free by Corrock, hitting it a good 70 yards. Hartner trying desperately to get out onto it, but instead it's Midleton who are clearing it all the way down towards Isaac Walsh. Big hand by Walsh going up, trying to get it back up the ground, but he's been well marshalled by Shane Kingston there, the full back. Now to Cahill Hickey. Hickey can only trundle along the ground to Owen Downey. Downey grateful to receive, but he's only going to get it as far as Ryan McCarthy. Ryan's going to go route one yet again. That seems to be the action statement. This occasion is Pierce Cummins though that's going to win the race. Man from St. Coleman's has played underage for Cork, was trying to get the ball over the Midleton man coming in towards him, and that was Sam Quirk. Quirk alright getting the touch on it, knocking it out for a sideline. Just here in front of us, 48 minutes elapsed, 110 to 11 points.
Yeah, and it's noticeable as well that CBC have put Shane Kingston, probably their man marker, over on Isaac Welcher, who has, as John mentioned, he had a big influence on the game since he came on. The other influence in the game, I suppose, is Ryan McCarthy has come into the game in the middle of the fields. Maybe the pressure of taking the frees off him has worked. He certainly got on 7 or 8 balls and has delivered good quality ball into the forwards as well.
Owen Downey taking the sideline there. Good strike by him, but yet again it's only coming as far as Midleton man. That was John Mellerick, and to Sean Walsh. Walsh with the blue helmet. Sam Quirk, his brother Alex, cornerback, the man from Midleton. Good ball out by him towards the full forward McGann from 40 yards, and McGann with the point, and that was a fine score.
Yeah, that was a good score, work up the field, Colin, but it seems to be that Midleton they've gone the extra man in the back line. Ryan McCarthy is playing quite deep, and they just have the extra player back in the back line, so they work the ball through the lines, and as against hitting shots from long range, worked it through the lines, hand pass to Jack McGann. That's a very good score, and a good score for his confidence as well.
Very much so, and it's 1-10 now to 12 points to Midleton. Much more structured play to Midleton in the second half of this Harty Cup semi-final here this afternoon in Páirc Uí Rinn. Owen Downey, the man being fouled there, and from Glen Rovers. Cork Minor, of course, in 2019. Looking as far as Hartnett, broken down though by Kieran Joyce. Two big men coming together there at this age level. Helping out there is Owen Kidney from Cove. Ball running across the middle of the field. Foot race is on here. The race being won by Éanna Motherway. But reinforcements coming to CBC. And it's Sean Walsh eventually who was trying to garner possession but blocked down by Owen Kirby. Walsh at the second time of asking, getting it right across the field. He's going to Isaac Walsh. Back to Hickey. Hickey drops it. But drops it about 5-6 yards out and drops it out wide. Fair to say that the structure that CBC had in the first half is lacking now?
Well, they can't get a handle on the game, and I think it's more that Midland CBS have actually got they've got their structure right. They've seen to work out what the game plan is from CBC's point of view, and they've actually taken the influence out of the game. And I suppose the movement back of Ryan McCarthy has been a big influence, and it has also freed up Kieran Joyce slightly as well.
Okay, there was the corner forward there, Dara Burke, but was swallowed up as he tried to make a few yards. Referee Kevin Jordan waiting to see what's going to come of this, and it's going to be a Midleton centre back, Kieran Joyce, who's going to come of this, and a great ball by him as far as McGann catches it at the second time of action. Had a runner on the inside, had a man inside him. He'd a runner screaming for it, James Mulcahy, and we know what sort of a goal threat he is. But
just the wrong choice, made the wrong. It opened, and Jack should have realised when he heard the crowd, his own supporters could actually see what was happening. Now he probably had decided to take on the shot himself, not realising that the player had gone inside him. But a big moment in the game. But Jack McGann has made a big influence in the game since he's come off the square out as a second centre forward. He has turned it into the game from a CBS perspective.
Definitely the game has turned in Midleton's favour, I think, Colm, as well. Like they've scored 5 or 6 times in the second half. CBC have only scored 2 points, I think, since half time. Jack has got one of them from a free. I'm not sure about the second one, so the game's gone very tight. You know, do we mention the dreaded word that this could be might finish in a draw?
We won't mention things like that. David Cremin from Midleton is on for Owen Kidney for CBC, so a Midleton man replacing a Cove man in the CBC midfield. So David Cremin is the man wearing number 20. Another CBC attack coming to naught there, running up into a wall of red time and time again, and it's Brian Saunderson who's going to come out and take the puck out. Niall Hartnett, I'm told, moving out towards midfield. He's a big, powerful man. Wasn't getting much change out of Kieran Joyce there, and is now moving into a central position. A free being awarded down the far end here. CBC defenders remonstrating with the referee, but very seldom you're going to get the referee to reverse his decision like that. And it's Sean Walsh who's going to come up and take the free. And if he puts this over, we've a drawn game.
Yeah, it was again the referee is he's talking to Owen Down. He's given him a yellow card, which I think is totally innocuous, but it may be for a couple, 2 or 3 frees that he's conceded. But the ball was on the end line. The umpire was walking across to see what. I'm not sure whether he was going to go for 65 or not. But again, it's a big free here now for Sean Walsh to put this over and try level it. And he has it.
Yeah, the man from Carrigtwohill has done it. Sean Walsh been so impressive in this second half this afternoon. Draw game. 54 minutes gone, 1 goal and 10 points to CBC. It's Midleton 13 points. Little boy asking who's leading. No one is. We're all square here this afternoon, and we've got about 6 minutes to find a winner, or the dreaded replay. As Ger, thanks for mentioning that, Ger. Kieran Joyce from distance. Joyce dropping it in. Goalkeeper should watch it all the way, and Owen O'Neill does just that. Opts to go short and can only find Cathal Hickey, the man from Liscool. Cathal Hickey puts it right over the crossbar and puts Midleton CBS into the lead.
That's a big score in the context of the game, Colm. The goalkeeper Owen O'Neill came out with came out with the ball, tried to pass it to his half back. Cathal intercepted it, and off his right hand just kind of passed it over the bar. So I think that's maybe the first time that Midleton have led in the game.
Well, I think that Midleton had maybe the lead in the opening minute, but after that it had been all CBC. But really the momentum now so much with Midleton. Can CBC mine something here with their corner forward down there? That man was Robbie Cotter. That man was being pulled back, and that's going to be a free in, and it's going to be a chance for Jack Cahalan to do what we just saw a few moments ago and land an equaliser.
Yeah, that was a great response from CBC, in fairness, because they've been out of the game and they needed a couple of scores, and a good ball into Robbie Cotter, who took on his man, drew the free, and if Jack should tap this over the bar to make it a draw game with 5 to go.
I just have to believe that there's 25 minutes gone in the second half. It actually has been a very, very enjoyable game, and I suppose that is down to the actual standard. It's very, very competitive, but you've had probably a traditional team coming at a non-traditional team as well.
Cahalan does exactly what we expected him to do. Drove over the equaliser. Jack McGann is driving it right across the field. He's going to try and find Noel Cahill over on the far side, who's really impressed since coming on earlier. Isaac Walsh there coming to the assistance as well, back as far as it's Hickey is. Has he got it? He has it. Ger spotted it, but it was on the way.
God bless
the outside. Looked to be Cahill Hickey.
Yeah, he sprung into action. He's at 2 points. He missed a couple earlier on, but the big thing is that Isaac Welch is attracting all the ball, and he's making the right decisions with the ball all the time.
Kieran Joyce coming out again from centre back. Isn't it lovely if you're chasing a game or leading a game to have your centre back bursting out there and taking charge of matters? And the ball though going out over the sideline on the far side. Latest, by the way, with 55 minutes elapsed. Our Ladies 1 goal and 12 points. St. Flannan's 17 points. So Flannan's leading by 2 points with 5 minutes to go in their semi-final. And we have people all over the world. John Lawrence Keogh is watching us in Cologne. Martin O'Shea is in Tipperary. Declan O'Regan is in Antwerp. And Eleanor Hayes is watching in Doon in County Limerick. So hello to all of you. Jack Cahalan taking the shot from the sideline and has driven that one wide.
Yeah, he got a great ball from the sideline, Colin, but again, a difficult shot. You're just wondering about it was probably a low percentage shot out from the sideline, but he'd been better off to put it across the square and keep the ball in play. They're great when they go over, but it's a difficult ball to go with. But they're going to need to get the ball into that full forward line. They have threatened, and they need Jack and Robbie Cotter and Darragh Burke to step up now, because the half back line for Midleton have got on top.
Leaders all over the field though for Midleton, and that time it's Sean Walsh, but he shot dropping short into Owen O'Neill, and Owen going on a bit of a foray, and Owen being dispossessed, and it's fallen to James Mulcahy, the wrong man you want the ball falling to, still Mulcahy being held up, looking for an option, going as far as Noel Cahill though dispossessed and fouling the ball, and it's going to be a free out, but nervous moments there for the goalkeeper and for CBC.
Yeah, the CBC defenders took their goalkeeper, they gave him a bit of help in that one, because he was under pressure from Isaac Walsh, couldn't get away from great play from Isaac Walsh to flick the ball off him, and here we have Jack Cahalan.
Oh, here's Jack Cahalan in the 21, Cahalan in the 14, a goal from Jack Cahalan, absolutely incredible stuff for the man from CBC, the man from St. Finbarr's, All-Ireland winning minor footballer last year. CBC needed something special. He's just delivered it. Speaking of something special at the other end of the ground, a shot from Paul Hickey from the sideline. Absolutely incredible stuff here, lads. 2 goals and 11 points to 16 points.
It's unbelievable. This game has sprung into action in the last 3 or 4 minutes, and it's no more than this the college, I suppose, the Harty deserves. And fantastic that this game is going out live today to people who can't be here. But it's magnificent. Both scores. Jack Cahalan took on the responsibility, picked the ball up about 25-30 yards out. He actually caught it and faked a hand pass across the square, and the middle defenders went one way, Cahalan went the other way, driven low over in a great fantastic goal for CBC.
Medics and support staff on the pitches, players all over the field dropping with cramp. Just goes to show the intensity here. We're into the final minute of nominated time. 2 goals and 11 points to CBC. It's Midleton the champion, 16 points. The man standing over the ball is Ryan McCarthy. We will have some injury time. We'll wait and see how long that will be. Let's follow on with the play with Ryan McCarthy. He's well inside his own half of the field. Where is this one going? Here comes McCarthy.
2 minutes additional time.
2 minutes of additional time. The ball from McCarthy, dropping it on the edge of the square. Well caught down there. Being held up though. CBC surrounding Noel Cahill. Shot from Sean Walsh, half blocked. It's into a CBC hand. The roar coming up from the CBC fans, but it's out as far as Carl Hickey, and Hickey has been held. Hickey has been fouled, and this is the chance of an equaliser.
Great chance here for Sean Walsh under pressure, but just as Ryan McCarthy was taking a free, the announcer on the sideline gave us the news of the extra time, which is, I think, they need to be conscious of. They're in the middle of a game, and they need to be conscious that this is down to the wire stuff. This is small margins, and giving an announcement when a guy's taking a free to maybe to draw the match is a bit unfair. So here's Sean Walsh to equalise if he can.
Here comes Sean Walsh.
Wide.
He's driven it wide, but there's still time. 2 minutes remaining. 2 goals and 11 points to CBC. Midleton CBS 16 points. Midleton, the Harty Cup champion. Sub coming on for Midleton CBS. It's Justin O'Kay of Carricktool. Sam Quirk from Midleton is the man that has made way, and it's CBC who are desperately trying to retain possession and tick that clock as it goes into the final 90 seconds of this Dr. Harty Cup semi-final here in Páirc Uí Rinn this afternoon. The action absolutely thrilling as we come down the home stretch of this all Cork final. 65 seconds remaining in the game. The ball is with Ryan McCarthy. Dribbles along the ground, comes out as far as James Dwyer. He's lost possession though. Out to the wing back, Father O'Neill's John Mellerick. Lost it again. CBC desperately trying not to foul as they hold on to 1 point lead. Shot coming across, and the shot has gone wide. Effort coming across, but trail wide. Another let off there. 27, 28, 29, 30 seconds remaining in this, the Dr. Harty Cup semi-final. Huge crowd here in Páirc Uí Rinn this afternoon. Hopefully you're enjoying the commentary and the viewpoint of Mark Landers and Ger Cunningham alongside me here in Páirc Uí Rinn this afternoon. Kieran Joyce is the man that's standing on the ball. Opts to go as far as Ryan McCarthy. McCarthy's going to take a shot from distance. He's going to drop it in on top of the man wearing number 14, McGann. Still McGann being held up. Looking back out as far as Carl Hickey as he overcooked the pass back to Hickey. Hickey forced to run back to the 65-yard line, being held up by Pierce Cummins. Out with the wing forward, can connect to it there. James Mulcahy is going to still drop it. Should be a CBC stick that's going to claim it. And it is, and it's the final whistle. It's the final whistle, the final touch being gathered there by the centre back, fittingly Cormac Daly, for the effort that he's had this afternoon. Absolute joy for CBC. Heartbreak for the champions of Midleton. Lads, we promised an epic battle here this afternoon in this Harty Cup semi-final, and I think we've justified and we've delivered on that promise. An absolutely rip-roaring finish to that contest.
Yeah. Adage, call them goals win matches like CBC. We're out of the game for a lot of the second half. Stuck in there, they were just about ahead, went behind, and that man Jack Cahalan, who'd been out of the game, came up with a really, really great goal to win the match for them. But overall, it's a Midleton CBS would be probably had the chances in the second half. I'm not sure what the wide count is, but they had a lot of chances to win the game. So great second half, very enjoyable second half, a great contest, and CBC will be delighted to maybe it's a bit of a revenge for last year in their eyes, but they'll be thrilled to be in the final, and as I say, great for Cork hurling that we have a team in the final again.
Okay, just talk to me, and you mentioned in commentary what Jack Cahalan had to do for the goal.
Yeah, well, he's an exceptional talent. We mentioned earlier on he's a jewel miner from last year, both hurling and football, and I think you could see it. There was a physical presence there as well from a Jack's perspective. But he picked the ball up about 25-30 yards out after Midleton CBS had hit the front for the first time probably since the 7th or 8th minute in the game. So CBS had led for all the game. Midleton had done extremely well to get back into the game, as we already mentioned, and don't want to be repeating ourselves. They missed a huge amount of frees and they'll be kicking themselves tonight. But Cahalan picked the ball up 30 yards out, real cool, solid, took on the man. He dummied a hand pass to two forwards who actually had peeled away and given him the option to do that, and he teased the defender to go, will it go, will it come to him? and the defender just stood off him for a second. He stepped around him and struck the ball into the back of the net, which was a fantastic goal. And I mean, he probably is the most influential player here today, along with the likes of, I suppose, Kieran Joyce and the centre back Corrick Daly and Shane Kingston as well. Those players were exceptional today. But I think in the overall context, Colm, I think CBC was slightly the better team. I think a better balanced team overall, but you'd have to give great credit to Midleton CBS, and I think the mentors from Midleton CBS as well. I thought the switches, nearly all of them worked, and the loss maybe of Isaac Welch for the first 35-40 minutes of the game may have swung the game back in the other way, like, you know.
Okay, so we're seeing Templemore 1 goal and 13 points, St. Flannan's 18 points. That's the full time up there in Neenar, thanks to Raf bringing us live pictures from up there. So it's going to be Flannan's in the final.
Flannan's and CBC, I suppose, you know, a lot of people would say wouldn't be aware of CBC and what they've been contributing to hurling as well for the last number of years. CBC would be better known as a real nursery for rugby players for the last 50-60 years, but this is their second year getting to a final. But now we Anthony Daly had mentioned it to us during the week. We were on the podcast for the National League, and he mentioned there was a great buzz around Clare, and particularly because Flannan's were back in a Harty semi-final. And the huge thing, I suppose, of getting to the final is that you're also qualified for the semi-final of the All-Ireland. So that's massive for both CBC and Flannan's. They now have extended their season for another bit.
Okay, in terms of Midleton, kind of what ifs, buts, maybes?
Yeah, I'd say they'd be, you know, as Mark said, when they look back in the video tonight at the match, they'll certainly be kicking themselves the chances they had from frees. You know, I suppose unlucky Ryan McCarthy missed a couple in the first half. Sean Walsh missed a couple in the second half. You know, certainly there's probably 5 or 6 frees there that, you know, that they were missed. And when you come down to tight games and small margins, frees like that are absolutely crucial. And you know, they had chances. I thought they dominated the second half. They really took over. The switches they made paid off. It looked like they had come at the right time. You know, they come close to the winning post with 3 or 4 minutes to go. Got the point to put them ahead. But you know, it just took a great forward and a great goal from Jack Callahan to turn the game, and they'll be thrilled. Okay,
taking the temperature of underage hurling in Cork on a day like today, what does it say about it?
I just said to Mark earlier on, isn't it brilliant to see 2 Cork schools involved in the Harty Cup semi-finals, and that's what we've been missing for a long time in Cork. The schools haven't been competing, and you know, the experience that these lads will get. You know, CBC now, as I say, with 7 potential Cork minors this year, going to play a Harty Cup final against St. Flannan's, who they haven't played so far or wouldn't know them very well. You know, it's great experience. And plus they're going to go into the All-Ireland semi-finals and a chance to go on to win the All-Ireland. So great experience, Colm. You can't buy that, and it's the work that's been done at schools level in Cork is now beginning to pay off. And you know, 2 years in a row now we've had 2 Cork teams in the final. That's brilliant to see.
Okay, and brilliant to see, as you pointed out earlier, Mark, the interest, the attendance and everything here as well too today. The singing continuing over on the far side. You don't usually get that at big matches.
I don't know whether the camera can actually pick it up, but what we're actually witnessing here now is you probably have about 400 students inside in the shed over, and you have the team taking photographs in front of them, and they're going to really enjoy going into school on Monday morning, you know, all their classmates who probably are playing football or playing rugby or playing whatever sport, but they're here to support the CBC hurling team today. So that's massive as a kid, a 16 or 17-year-old child. But then I'm also looking at the mix of players that is here today. So you have a city school here, and I'm looking down and I see 3 East Cork lads who are actually going up to the CBC to play. So that's both
who would have been playing, who would have been teammates of lads on the Midleton team.
Absolutely. So that shows that they're going to school, and look, there's different influences there as to why they end up. One of them is education. Some of those lads might be playing rugby as well as hurling there today. But look, I suppose in the overall context from a Cork perspective, we had a high quality game here. The game came down to a puck of the ball at the end of the day, and I'd have to say fair play to both teams for the display that they put on, and the supporters and the county board today as well for opening up Parky Ring today. It was a great advertisement for hurling today.
Okay, that's where we're going to have to leave it. Thank you so much to Mark Landers and to Ger Cunningham for your thoughts and your comments and analysis this afternoon. Victory as the sing-song continues in the background for CBC defeating the 2019 champions Midleton CBS. They're not champions yet though for 2020. There's a final still to be played, and that's against the powerhouse of Clare, St. Flannan's College in Ennis. Thanks to all the team here this afternoon, to Raf and Jack on the technical side, as I said, to Mark and Ger here alongside me. Thank you for watching.